Welcome back to Computer Basics. In our previous lessons, we explored hardware and software as separate concepts. Today, on day 12, we're going to bring it all together and focus on understanding the difference between hardware and software. This is a fundamental concept that helps you see how computers really work. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to clearly distinguish between what you can physically touch in a computer and what operates behind the scenes to make everything function smoothly. Let's dive in and start with hardware. Start with hardware. Hardware refers to all the physical parts of a computer system. These are the components you can actually see and touch. When you look at a computer, everything from the monitor to the keyboard, the mouse, the CPU, and even the hard disk are considered hardware. These parts work together to perform the tasks you want your computer to do. Without hardware, there would be nothing for you to interact with. Hardware is essential because it carries out the actual work based on the instructions it receives. Make it even clearer, let's look at some common examples of hardware. The monitor displays everything you see on the screen. The keyboard allows you to type and input data. The mouse helps you navigate and select items. The CPU, or central processing unit, is like the brain of the computer, processing all the instructions. The hard disk stores all your files and programs. Each of these components has a specific role, and together they form the backbone of your computer system. Hardware is responsible for performing the actual work in your computer. When you press a key or move the mouse, the hardware responds to your actions. It follows the instructions given by the software to complete tasks, whether it's opening a file, playing a video, or printing a document. Without hardware, none of these actions would be possible. It's the foundation that supports all computer operations. Now let's talk about software. Unlike hardware, software isn't something you can see or touch. Software is a collection of programs and instructions that tell the hardware what to do. It's the invisible force that controls how your computer operates. From the moment you turn on your computer, software is at work, managing everything from the operating system to the apps you use every day. Some common examples of software include Microsoft Windows, which is an operating system that manages your computer's resources. Google Chrome is a web browser that lets you access the internet. YouTube is an application that allows you to watch and upload videos. All these are software programs that provide specific functions and make your computer useful for different tasks. Software acts as the brain of your computer. It gives instructions to the hardware, telling it exactly what to do and when to do it. Whether you're editing a document, browsing the web, or playing a game, it's the software that makes these actions possible. Without software, your hardware would just sit idle, unable to perform any meaningful tasks. One of the main differences between hardware and software is that hardware is physical and tangible, while software is intangible. You can hold a keyboard or a mouse in your hand, but you can't touch a program or an app. This distinction is important because it helps you understand how computers are built and how they function. Let's focus again on hardware. Every physical component, from the smallest chip to the largest monitor, is considered hardware. These parts are manufactured, assembled, and can be replaced or upgraded as needed. When something breaks, like a keyboard or a hard drive, you can physically swap it out for a new one. Software, on the other hand, consists of lines of code and instructions written by programmers. These instructions tell the hardware exactly how to perform tasks. Software can be updated, modified, or deleted without changing any physical part of the computer. It's flexible and can be customized to suit different needs. To recap, hardware includes devices like the monitor, keyboard, mouse, CPU, and hard disk. Each of these has a specific job, and together they make up the physical structure of your computer. Without these components, you wouldn't be able to use your computer at all. Let's also recap software examples. Operating systems like Microsoft Windows manage your computer's resources. Applications like Google Chrome let you browse the web, and YouTube allows you to watch videos. These programs make your computer useful and versatile. Computer needs both hardware and software to function. Hardware provides the structure and tools, while software gives the instructions and logic. When you open an app, the software tells the hardware what to do, and the hardware carries out those instructions. This teamwork is what makes computers so powerful and useful. Here's a simple way to remember the difference. Think of a computer like a human. The hardware is like the body, it's the physical part you can see and touch. The software is like the brain, it controls everything the body does, but you can't see it. Both are needed for the computer to work properly. Just like the human body has arms, legs, and organs, a computer has hardware components like the monitor, keyboard, and CPU. These parts work together to perform tasks, just as your body parts work together to help you move, see, and interact with the world. The software acts like the brain, sending signals and instructions to the hardware. It decides what needs to be done and when, making sure everything runs smoothly. Without software, the hardware wouldn't know what to do, just like a body without a brain. One of the easiest ways to identify hardware is that you can physically touch it. Whether it's plugging in a mouse or pressing keys on a keyboard, hardware is always something you can interact with directly. In contrast, software cannot be touched. You can see its effects on the screen, like when you open a program or play a game, but you can't physically hold it. It exists as code and instructions stored on your computer. Hardware components require power to function. When you turn on your computer, electricity flows through the hardware, allowing it to operate. Without power, hardware is just a collection of parts. Software on its own can't do anything without hardware. It needs the physical components to run and display its functions. For example, a game won't play unless the computer's hardware is working. Over time, hardware can wear out or break. Keyboards may stop working, screens can crack, and hard drives can fail. When this happens, you can replace the faulty part with a new one. Unlike hardware, software doesn't wear out. Instead, it can be updated or improved over time. Developers release new versions to add features, fix bugs, or improve performance. You can easily update software without changing any hardware. Think about all the devices you use daily: your smartphone, printer, or even a smartwatch. These are all examples of hardware. Each device has its own set of physical components that you can see and touch. Similarly, the apps on your phone, the games you play, and the operating system that runs your computer are all software. They make your devices useful and fun, even though you can't physically touch them. Just like any other machine, computer hardware needs maintenance. Dusting your keyboard, cleaning your monitor, and ensuring your computer stays cool are all part of keeping hardware in good shape. Software, on the other hand, needs regular updates. These updates help fix security issues, add new features, and keep your computer running smoothly. Keeping your software up to date is important for safety and performance. Hardware is limited by its physical design. For example, a keyboard can only have a certain number of keys, and a monitor can only display up to its maximum resolution. These limits are set when the hardware is built. Software is much more flexible. It can be changed, updated, or even completely replaced without touching the hardware. This adaptability allows computers to perform a wide range of tasks, from word processing to video editing and gaming. Hardware is created through a manufacturing process. Factories produce the parts, which are then assembled into devices like computers, phones, and tablets. Each piece is carefully designed to fit and work together. Software is developed by programmers who write code to create programs and applications. This process involves planning, designing, coding, testing, and updating to ensure the software works as intended. Storage devices like hard disks, SSDs, and USB drives are all hardware. They physically store your data, files, and programs, making them accessible whenever you need them. Software manages how data is stored, retrieved, and organized on your hardware devices. For example, your operating system keeps track of where files are saved and how to access them quickly. Input devices like keyboards and mice and output devices like monitors and printers are all hardware. They allow you to interact with your computer and receive information from it. Software provides the user interface you see on the screen. This includes menus, icons, and windows that make it easy to use your computer and access different programs. Once hardware is built, its structure is permanent until it's physically changed or replaced. You can't add more keys to a keyboard or make a monitor bigger without buying a new one. Software can be customized to fit your needs. You can change settings, install new features, or even create your own programs to make your computer work exactly how you want. Hardware often represents a significant cost when buying or upgrading a computer. The price depends on the quality and performance of the components, like a faster CPU or a larger monitor. Software may require you to purchase a license or subscription. Updates are often provided for free or as part of your subscription, ensuring your software stays current and secure. Hardware has a limited lifespan. Over time, parts may become outdated or stop working. When this happens, you may need to upgrade or replace your hardware to keep your computer running efficiently. Software evolves over time, with new versions offering improved features and better performance. You can usually upgrade to the latest version without changing your hardware. Hardware can be physically stolen or damaged, which can lead to data loss or security risks. It's important to keep your devices safe and secure to protect your information. Software can be vulnerable to viruses and cyberattacks. Keeping your software updated and using security programs helps protect your computer from online threats. Let's quickly recap. Hardware includes everything you can see and touch, like monitors, keyboards, and CPUs. These are the building blocks of your computer system. And once again, software includes all the programs and apps that run on your computer, from the operating system to your favorite games and productivity tools. Today, we learned that hardware is the physical part of a computer, while software is the set of instructions that tells hardware what to do. Both are essential and work together to make computers useful. In our next lesson, we'll explore the different types of software in more detail. Thanks for joining, and see you in day 13.